All right, guys, so we are going to do 6 times 7, and we're going to use the distributive property and then show it as an array. All right, so 6 times 7. I'm going to take the 7, and that is what I'm going to decompose while I keep the 6 times. All right, so what plus what, using a friendly 2 or 5, because 10 would be too big. So using a friendly 2 or 5, what would equal 7? Well, let's start with the bigger 5. So 5 plus what equals 7? 5, 6, 7. 5 plus 2 equals 7. So I'm going to put 5 and 2. All right. All right. So, wow, that's great. I get to use both of my friendly numbers. All righty. So now I'm going to draw an array. All right. So I'm going to take my 2 parentheses, not an array, I'm sorry, an equation, and I'm going to add them up. All right, so which one stayed the same? In 6 times 7, what number stayed the same? The 6. The 6 stayed the same. So 6 times, 6 times. All right, and then what changed? The 7. So I now have a 5 and a 2. So the 5 is coming here, and the 2 is going to that equation. So now I have 6 times 5 plus 6 times 2. All right, so 6 times 5. What is 6 times 5? Well, let's count by 5s 6 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30. So 6 times 5 is 30. Okay? What's 6 times 2? 6 times 2. Double the 6. 12. Very good. So now we have 30 plus 12. What is that? 30 plus 12? 42. Very good. 42. So 6 times 7 is 42. All right. So here we have a 6 times 5 and a 6 times 4. I'm sorry, 6 times 2. So 6 rows times columns. Remember, it's rows times columns. So 6 rows times 5 columns. Let's draw that first. 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 5 columns. So I'm going to leave space for like an imaginary dot. So you're going to imagine that a dot is going to go there. All right, so I'm going to leave some space. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to close it up 5. All right, it's a little wonky, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to close up the rest of my square and just close it up, okay? So let's count it up and make sure I have 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now let's count it up and make sure I have 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I am good. I have 6 rows and 5 columns, okay? Now I'm going to make the other one, the other equation, okay? The other array, 6 times 2. 6 rows times 2 columns. So let's draw another 6. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. I'm getting a little confused. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry, guys. So the 6 is what stayed the same. So I'm not going to be adding it down. I'm going to be adding it to the side because I'm going to be adding 2 columns. 2 columns is what changed. The 6 stayed the same. So I'm not going to be adding any more rows to make 6 bigger. I'm going to be adding 2 columns to make this way bigger. All right, so 2 columns. 1, 2. And then the 6 stays the same. All right, sorry guys, that was a little tricky. So now I have 2 more columns and the 6 rows stayed the same. Okay, so if you look, this is a 6 times 5. This is a 6 times 2. Okay, boys and girls? All right, so there is your array.